All right, let's get into it. I have things to say. I have things to say. Y'all have things to hear. This, Lord Jesus, like I'm just, I, oh, I'm so frustrated. So many things. I'm just going to kick this off from the top. If you guys do not see the Roa review, okay, um, it is not there. I played a clip. It was blocked globally. Um, like I said, it is sad that networks and streamers post content to YouTube and you can't utilize it. And honestly, all it does is just hurt the networks and the streamers. Because it was a great review. It really was. Um, I'm trying my best behind the scenes to get it back up. If it's not back up, it's all good. Um, it really was a great review. So I just want to say that. And it's just like, good damn. Jesus. You know, it really is mind boggling to me because the only way media will be great for the future is if we respect the people who are investing into it. We can't have the gates so closed that the gates rot, right? So that's just side note. But all right, y'all, let's do what we do and get into this thing. Beyond the Gates, episode 34, after show starts right from the space right here, right now. So Anita and Nicole are talking about Kat's party, and Anita says you should celebrate the fact that Kat has not stopped you. And then for Fresh, Refresh, and Energize is a part of this. As y'all know, it's produced by GStudios. So I thought that was clever tie into the show. Um, Nicole wanted Bridgerton meets Bratz. I, I don't know how that would have worked. Because Bridgerton is very royal and Bratz, are very homegirl energy. So I don't know how that would have worked. And then, Nicole said you have to have, Kat said you have to have Febreze to set the vibe. So Febreze and vibe. And Anita said, you learned that trick from me. I'm like, the trick of spraying Febreze in the house? Okay. Vernon comes to see Danny. Um, and then we see Naomi and Bill. You didn't have to come. You didn't have to barge at Caroline. Could have just walked right in. And Bill says, "I spent more time with you with this child than the past months." And I'm just like, Bill, no. This is not bonding time with your daughter. Naomi says that she came by as a lawyer, not as a daughter. Um, that the court wants swift justice, and your clerk stalling on making a false claim is unacceptable. Your people say that you're unavailable because of a court date, but the court docket says you're free as a bird, and so Bill has a doctor's appointment, right? And Naomi was wondering if the numbness came back. If you guys remember, the numbness was because of a stroke. It was a sign of a stroke, rather. And so Naomi got worried. Um, so that's how that came to be. Bill is going to do his annual physical, and Naomi said, "How do I know if you're telling the truth about anything?" And then Bill says, "Do I have to be at death's door for a change of heart?" And Bill said, "Apparently so. I never doubted your love for me, but it seems like the evidence is indisputable." It's like, nah, you can't really talk when you done the most. And Bill even says that, like, it's on me. I should have recognized that. So then, Kat wishes for something at Orphrey Jeans. Um, Tomas says there are some things you can just ask for. There's some things that you actually have to, wish for, do the work. Kat gets a gift from Tomas. Then we see Leslie and Eva, no chores today, from Leslie. And Leslie wants to do a picnic in the park with some refugees. Eva wants to chill here. They can't be seen together. Leslie says, I said some things I should have. Eva said, you get so angry with me sometimes. Even when I try to ask a question, I'm trying to do everything that you want and get everything right. And that should not be the case. You are not your mother's assistant. You are a human being. Like I said, Leslie has poisoned her daughter. Leslie poisoned her daughter. Leslie poisoned her daughter with her pain, her trauma, and her strife. Mm-hmm. Yep, I said it. Y'all ain't gonna do a damn thing about it. Anyway, moving on. It gets confusing and hard for her. It's the situation. Leslie says we can't be ourselves and we have a mission in common. No, it's your mission. And you're utilizing Eva as collateral damage. That's what that is. That's exactly what that is. And they get more of you than I do. Who ran Laura off the road so Eva could get the job? Oh, and who went into Laura's hospital room and put potassium in her IV and basically gave Laura a heart attack? Oh, that was you, Leslie. That was you. That was you. That was you, you fucking trick. That was you. So no, you don't get to guilt trip Eva because of your own actions. Eva even said to you in the last episode, I'm worried if you go too far. So Eva knows that you do too damn much. So cut the bullshit. I can't. I just can't. I just cannot do it. Jesus Christ. Listen, if it doesn't apply, let it fly. But if you let it fly, it must apply. Like I said before, if you are big mad that other people have an opinion, then guess what? That is a personal problem. Okay? Because sincerely, some of y'all just utilize people as punching bags because they're the closest available. But the gag is you don't have enough muscle nor mental fortitude to win any of your fights in real life. So you're going to pick on people that you feel like can't get in the ring with you. But the problem is, though, mentally, you've lost. Because like I said, if you want to know how somebody is rising, look at how they're moving. If you want to know how somebody is, falling, look at how they're moving in their actions. That's making them fall. Just saying. Because, oh, Lord Jesus, to be upset with somebody else's opinion. Oh, Jesus. You should be minding your own business. So I often say everybody's got a business. They just got to get their mind on, unless they don't have anything to attend to because they themselves don't invest in themselves. As a man thinketh, so is he. Let's roll on. Like I said, if it doesn't apply, let it fly. But if you let it fly, it must apply. If it doesn't fly, if it doesn't apply, let it fly. But if you let it fly, it must apply. If it doesn't apply, let it fly. But if you let it fly, it must apply. Now, with that being said, Leslie Dare called Eva and Leslie like the Gilmore Girls. The Gilmore Girls are celebrated. By the way, they're about to celebrate their 25th anniversary. So shout out to Warner Bros. Discovery and the cast, staff, crew, and team, and everybody in between. My mom watched the Gilmore Girls all the time. So it was a great, great show. And that is awesome sauce there. But no, the Gilmore Girls did not do a fifth core or a half of what you did, Leslie. Also, too, they had white privilege. And no. Now, I will say this, Leslie, okay? If you did not have a daughter, I think you on Desperate Housewives could have been something. I think you on the Have and the Have Nots on the Oprah Winfrey Network could have been something. Okay. Now, I can't stand what you're doing because of how it's impacting your daughter. But you as a character, you are a person that, people love to hate. But in this format, no. No, 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 no. I can't stand your ass. Nope. Not here, not there, not anyway, Brandon Lee, I am. So let's see here. Leslie says, Eva should be dating and figuring things out. And Eva says that, this is our revenge. I knew I was signed up for. And Leslie said, this plan is wearing on you. Eva, quit making room for Leslie when she don't make room for you. Damn it. Hell, don't make no damn sense. So you gonna let your mother's grief, pain, and strife hold you back from your joy? Thank God I ain't your brother in the show, because Leslie would have been told the fuck off by now. Would have been told the fuck off. I would have told Ted and Nicole, would have had a plan, and then we would just let mom just disintegrate herself. Yep. And oh my Lord, I would have fun at that podium at that press conference. Yep. Our mother is crazy, psychotic, and a waste of life. Yep. Uh-huh. Yep. And Leslie would have been jumping like, oh, that's my son. Okay, then. Fine. I got his ass. Well, Heifer, I'm not the one that went to somebody's hospital room and messed with the IV. I'm not the one that almost committed attempted murder and ran somebody off the road. So that, along with the fact that you're harassing Ted, yeah, your ass would have been gone. Jesus. Listen. I if I ever guest starred, like, of course, there's a script that you got to memorize. Also, I would love to guest star. I think I would have a fun time at Fairmount Crest. But also, too, there's this thing called improv acting, and that's what they do in Curb Your Enthusiasm. I feel like for my character, I can really go off the vibe. Anyway, so let's get back to our review here. So then we're with Vernon and Danny. Vernon asks, "Are you think you're the first to have a bad year or decade?" Vernon had to, prove, had to fight tooth and nail to prove himself, not just the ones that on the wrong side of history. Paul Cheek's decree, a man of stature and impenetrable honor, found a family crest for the rest of us. So that way we will have to have separate restrooms or, not have places to feel comfortable. And people questioned Vernon all the way. Was he for the cause or was he in his father's shadow? And Vernon had to decide whether he was going to say behind the gates or fight. And Vernon was always worried if he was man enough to fight the hoses. And Danny asked what changed. And Vernon said he met his beautiful wife at a march. And then he said, I saw the other side of dark days with your mom. Vernon! You have my heart, good sir. That was so well articulated, beautiful, and just, if you didn't get into your feelings after that, rather, I don't know what to tell you. That touched me. I always say that there are some people's presence that, because they're here on the planet, it makes the world better for it. And I feel like Vernon feels that way about Needs Dupree. And man, I hope to be able to find my person that I can feel like that for. Of course, I have family and friends that I feel like, I see the other side of dark days with them. But to find a person that loves you for you, the good, the bad, and the what the hell in between, what a beautiful, beautiful sentiment. Like I said, those two actresses, Tamara Tooney and Clifton Davis, they remind me of Charles Shaughnessy and Fran Drescher from The Nanny. Like, they're not married, but the energy looks like they could be in real life. It's like, ah! And I am ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I'm loving it. Shout out to McDonald's, by the way. Anyway, let's roll on. Danny feels so bad to compare 1 year of her life to his, and that Danny keeps making mistakes and is saying, "Hold my beer while I make another 6-pack of mistakes." By the way, can we get 6-pack of mistakes as merchandise? Can we get Beyond the Gates merch shop? Okay, so we can type in the code TV20 for 20% off. Because there's so many statements like, do you need to like the cake, or do you need to like the cake in order to eat the cake? Like, there's so many different moments in this show, right, that really could be merchandise. I'm just asking, CBS. Okay, just asking. So Vernon says not one mistake would have been made if it weren't for Bill Hamilton, and he will regret his mistake one day. And Danny's like, you had to make a whole new charity just to save me. And Vernon said, there's nothing wrong with needing a hand up, and not at all. There's a difference between a hand up and you begging, right? If you are doing the work and you have proven in your consistency and your tenacity that you've always been about a destiny of good, you have the right to have a hand up. And although Danny keeps making 6-packs of mistakes, her words, not mine, I feel that Danny's a good person. If the circumstances were different, she would be simply living in her freedom. So, and there's plenty of people that, honestly, I think that there are some people in this world that, I think of the question Glenda asked in Wicked, are people born wicked, or is wickedness thrust upon them? I think it's both. I think some people are born wicked, and I think for some people, wickedness was thrusted upon them. And I think there are some alphabas in this world that they're not really a bad energy. They just can't stand bad energy. And when they stand up against it, then they are labeled as wicked. But then there are some people that are really just that wicked, that treacherous, and that tattered as an individual. Like I said, if you are more upset at somebody's opinion of them standing up for what is wrong rather than recognizing the wrong, that says a lot about your existence. Just saying, because like we talked about in the Real Housewives of Atlanta review, for everybody saying that, I think I'm gonna be with Kenya on this one. I'm Team Twirl. This, that, and the third. Andy Cohen said that Britt Edie did not violate that policy. So y'all gonna have the same energy for Andy Cohen? No, you're not. Because guess what? You can't get to Andy Cohen. So obviously you're gonna get to other people that you can get to. And your energy is so misplaced because you don't even know where the energy came from. Like I said, if you don't have the energy to handle your life, your responsibilities, and you don't have your own purpose, you usually will attack others because it's a reflection of how broken you are as a person. Moving on. Naomi says, I will take myself to the doctor, and as long as you promise to make the doctor run every test. And Bill says every condition feels like a hug. And Bill, no. But you did something that you cannot come back from. No. You are a bastard of waste that married a concubine of waste, and that makes you so SOW-ish of waste. Okay. Then we talked to Eva and Leslie that, hey, think of it. You will get your birthright, name, money, and status, and everything your princess half sister has. Your father would get his just due. Nicole will leave him, turn their back on him. The town will turn their back on them, and Fairmont Chris will know what they did. And Eva said they will know what I did too. And Kat's been right about Eva this whole time. If they find out that I haven't been who I was. Here's the thing. And Kat, I'm gonna get to your ass. I'm gonna get to your ass. I'm gonna get to your ass because I'm sick of you. Not sick of you. I'm sick of you. But I'm gonna get to your ass in a minute. Jesus. Eva is still frustrated after the conversation. She needs some air. So the necklace that Tomas gave Kat is a calculator necklace. I thought it was a good symbolism necklace of, hey, listen, you're about to start making this bag. And, here's a visual reminder of what you need to focus on. So I thought that was good. Thought that was good, Tomas. Thought that was good. Nicole got flowers from Ted, and Nicole, felt angry with her body at the time for not being good enough. It felt abandoned. And Anita said that, Ted couldn't reach you at the time. I'm like, oh, Luciano. When we know. Oh, hopefully that wreck doesn't come through Fairmont soon, but you're around it more than you know. Anyway, moving on. It's a rebirth of our marriage. Then Vernon and Danny talk. Bill came over and Danny kissed him, and Vernon says a kiss is just a kiss, the kiss. And Bill came over to, ask Haley not to be shunned at the country club. And, Danny knows it's over for real this time. And that the energy's been transferred because, Vernon said that he knows a secondhand trophy wife when I see her. And Vernon said drastic change can be good and happy is coming. Danny wants, Vernon to get the gift that she bought for Kat. Vernon to give that to Kat, but Vernon says, come to the party. Don't let Bill take another moment from you. Jacob and Naomi talk about the case and that, it could bankrupt the firm. And then Bill and Haley talk that, there's something coming that could impact the daughters. So then we get to Kat's birthday, and Kat has requests to Tomas. No, Kat has requests to Ted. Play nice with Tomas. And Jacob, back with Jacob and Naomi, Jacob is asking what if Bill could fake health issues. And, Naomi said he seems sincere, but it's minute. And Naomi has a really good question. He may be faking now, but what if he really is going through something? Will Haley call her? Here's the thing, right? If Haley doesn't call you, then that's on her. She will have to deal with that guilt, not you. I think in this situation, Chelsea and Naomi have every right to disown their father. They got every right to do it. And for everybody to say, oh, well, that's their dad, and you only get one dad, and life is too short. No, you need to give that energy or receive that energy. Okay? Okay. Because some of y'all out here, oh, my Lord, that he or she has not sent cast the first stone. Some of y'all glass houses are too big for your own imbecile, decrepit, tattered, and reclusive mind. Okay. Because I'm just like, I know good to damn well I know good to damn well rather there are not people trying to tell other people what to do when they ain't following fifth quarter or half of their own advice that they're saying to other people. I know y'all ain't doing that. Like I said, if it doesn't apply, let it fly. But if you let it fly, it must apply. Let's roll on, child. So, Naomi says that her clients deserve justice, and they do, because what happened at Bill's law firm was reckless. That toxic workplace environment, also too, the fact that Mike made a pass at, didn't make a pass, but he said something that really offended Bill about, the new Mrs. Hamilton could be a temptress, and that, Mike was going to be on the other side of the window, and that Bill might lose his grip. Mm-hmm. Yes. So now we're at the party. Anita wants a bag. And Anita says, "Don't try to get me one for free." That was very kind of Anita. And I think that is real support. And what I mean by that is, if you have the money to support, then support. Not everybody can. And I think that this is a bigger conversation of, how can we expand the mindset of what support is? Support could be like this. You're watching this video right now. You're liking, you're commenting, sharing, you're subscribing. If you're in business, if you don't have the capital to invest, that's okay. Word of mouth is still one of the biggest tools in the world, right? There's a thing called social capital. And Damon John wrote a book called The Power of Broke. By the way, I was on Instagram Live with Damon John. I actually have the photo on my IG. But literally, he talks about social capital and how, every referral that somebody gives you, every, chance or opportunity that somebody sends you, and networking is so huge, because networking isn't just, who do you know, but it's like, if there's a product or a service you have, that's social capital, right? One of the things that I do often is that I will try to create moments out of things. So, like, for example, there was a Terramana tequila bottle that had 626 on it, right? So what I did, 329, that's what it was. Red alert. Oh no, it was 2819. Damn it. See. But it was the code 2819. If you know that from Monsters Inc., then you know that moment was an iconic moment. So I'm like, okay, well, you know what? I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that 2319 moment. And guess what? Terramana Tequila actually saw that moment because they thought it was funny, and not to mention Dwayne The Rock Johnson is Moana. So recognizing that, support is not just monetary is a bigger conversation that we need to have. But I appreciate Anita saying, "Don't give me a free bag." I appreciate that. But also, too, Anita, you've done the work to be able to enjoy the fruits of your labor. So, listen. And you know what? Maybe there could be a Anita Dupree line in this collection. See? CBS, I'm available. Oh my Lord Jesus. So Kat is going to give a bag or something to that degree. I put on bag or something to that degree. Chelsea comes through, and they eat dessert. The Duprees eat dessert first on their birthday, because why wait for the best part? I guess, but like, if you're already sugared up, wouldn't that like just like not ruin the food, but like, if you're already sugared up and everything, it's like, do you really want to eat anything else after that? Because let me tell you something. Cake is supposed to be for the end for a reason. You're supposed to eat all the wings and pizza and everything else, and then you're supposed to have the itis on your birthday. And so Danny comes through, right? And then we learn that the concubine of waste might be pregnant. Good Lord Jesus, if this is not given, okay, you know what? I'm just gonna say it. Danny Dupree is Wendy Williams, but Danny Dupree is outside. Bill Hamilton is Kelvin Hunter, and then Haley is Shanita Hudson. And this baby is Journey. Okay? Listen, y'all can say what you want to say, but that's how I'm seeing it. Okay? Okay? Okay. And like I said, Journey had nothing to do with this. So I pray for Journey. I send love to Journey. I hope Journey grows up. This owns Kelvin and Shanita Hudson, and Journey is bigger than both of their existence. And same thing with this baby. I hope this baby grows up and disowns Bill and Haley. Yep, I said it. I don't give a fuck how y'all feel. These are fictional characters. If y'all are getting more upset about somebody giving their opinion over a fictional character or characters than not standing up for what needs to be said in reality or virtual reality, get the fuck out of my face, please and thank you. Moving on. My Lord. So, let's see. Marn comes through. Smee had to work. Marn's just the delivery guy. Smee bought the gift. Eva left her jacket there, and Nicole says, well, you can get a piece of cake as I, grab your jacket. And then we're back with Bill and Haley. Haley does not know if there is a baby. She just knows that she's late. And Bill said, I thought we were being careful, that we were going to travel the world without a child coming involved. And I'm like, good Lord Jesus. Haley, was thinking it would be nice to have a child. And, Bill asked a poignant question. He said, will you ever be happy if you don't have a child of your own? And I do think that is a real question. Some people do think about, because you have to think about IVF. You got to think about, ED for some men. There's a lot of variables, to pregnancy. And I think the heart is going to want what it wants. You can say no for so long, but if you really want a child, you're really going to want a child. And, it would be interesting, right? That, maybe, Bill doesn't want a child, but Haley does, and Haley cheats on Bill. Oh, my Lord Jesus. Wow. And then there's a child all of a sudden. And, Haley is like Denzel's character from Fences, and she's got family on the other side of town. Wouldn't that be something on this show? Woo. Woo. Oh, my Lord. Woody Woodpecker. Anyway. So then we go back to Cat's Party. Happy Birthday is sung. And that, Eva says, I bet her events are catered. And, there's not one event that has been celebrated. And I will say this. I think Eva was probably just being upset over the life that she could have had. I don't think that had anything to do with Cat. And Cat, you said, I don't want the stalker wannabe trash to ruin my birthday. And Eva almost cried. And Tomas said that, that was a little harsh, Cat. And Cat said to Tomas, you're a good person, but don't let her fool you. Cat, who the fuck are you? You the one that put a camera in your mama's office, which could have got your mom in trouble because of a HIPAA violation. Okay? Chat. Oh, I did not like seeing Eva that hurt. Now listen. The first time that Eva almost cried in front of you because Eva stood up for herself, it looked like, damn, okay, maybe I am doing too much. But to do that to her, like she wasn't even doing anything to you. Like you know what, Cat, you were being a Kenya Moore. You were being a Kenya Moore. You were being a Kenya Moore, except you didn't do it in front of everybody. You did to her face. And that was fucking disgraceful, sad, and just, you're shit for that. You're shit for that, Cat. And I don't care how you feel. I don't. Okay? Good damn. You want to be Miss Little Prince, you little good. What they always say, Miss Goody Two Shoes and holier than thou, and I've never made a mistake. And child, you would not be on the hill had it not been for the parents that you have. Shut the fuck up. There's this story about these two brothers. I can't remember the name of the book, but there was two brothers on two different sides of the tracks. One went down one path, another went down the other path, but they both had the same parents. The thing that pisses me off about Cat is, Cat, this world was given to you. You didn't earn it. And Cat, you need to recognize, just because you're in that position now doesn't mean you can't fall later. Because this is the first season of Beyond the Gates, so we don't know what the fuck your ass is going to do. Okay? So please, for your own mental health, give people love, grace, and space. Because guess what? It's going to be a day that you're going to fuck up too. Child, that pissed me off. A good damn, if you don't like somebody, don't like them, but you don't got to be that much of a bitch, Cat. Good damn. And even your parents have gotten on to you that you are, that you don't give people a chance. And that you have a hard exterior, and you look down on people. Your own parents, Nicole and Ted, have checked you about that. So I don't give a fuck what you have to say about it. I don't. And yes, I know these are fictional characters, but you saw the thumbnail, you know my voice, and damn it, you know why you're here. So Haley, we're back with Haley and Bill. Haley wouldn't know where to start. Being a parent, and she said 329s, and it was 529s, the account where you can put money in for your child. And Haley said if it was a boy, it'll be new for both of us because Bill already has girls. Jesus, So then Ted and Eva talk, and Eva says that her mom always went above and beyond for her, but Eva has never had this. So Ted says that this party made you reflect on what you didn't have, and it hurt you. And sometimes you make your own families. You make your own family. And you are welcome into our house at any time. CBS, I do not like Keith Richardson being gone from the show. I don't like it. I'm not here for it. And this is a dumbass decision. I am saying it for everybody. This is a dumbass decision. Every character does not need to be on a 20. We need some characters with tactfulness, some soul. And we need to see the emotional fabric of a person. And I think Maurice Johnson is doing a masterful job at this. No, this is stupid because now Keith D. Richardson is going to be the new person. Like when he hugs, he was going to be like, no, this ain't making no sense. No. Y'all have a great recipe. Quit fucking up the recipe. That was a beautiful moment. And I felt like Eva wanted to say, listen, I don't know how you're going to take this, but my mom, she is still in town. Who's your mom? Leslie. Wait, what? And I know it would have been difficult, but that could have been a great digital content conversation. That could have been a conversation on the show. And I feel for you because she doesn't want to ruin the plan. But also, too, Eva's recognized that way a bit. Maybe, just maybe, I deserve for me to have my own independence. Even Eva said in one of the episodes that was years ago and people can change. Eva, I'm going to tell you, some people are who they are. Okay? Some people will give themselves a quality in their username, and guess what? The quality that they give themselves in their username ain't shit because they are shit, because they live their life as a shitty person. Moving on. So, Eva, some people are who they are. Okay? And my mom has always said this. There are some non-Christians that are more Christian than Christian. And I'll just leave it there, child. So, and Eva, on top of some people not being who they are, there are some people who people talk about them and they say they are who they are, that they are more kind than the people that are about their image. than having integrity. So Eva, that's to you, my friend. I'm pulling for you. I really, really am. Let's see here. Dan gave us a story about Mentor and Marie Antoinette. And Nicole offers the guest room and that they could binge Mary Jane and have leftover cake. Danny says there's not going to be leftover cake. It's wonderful, awful to be known by you. And that Nicole will take a compliment. Tomas checked in on Eva. I think Eva was just too hurt, but I do think Tomas has good intentions. I do. Even though he works for Bill Hamilton's law firm and this, that, and third, we got to recognize, Tomas, he's an employee, so he's trying to keep his bag too. Okay, it's just the situation. Then, child, Naomi withdraws herself from the case. What the hell? What the heck? No, these women trusted you, Naomi. Fuck Bill and what the fuck he has to say. Think or do. No, your dad did wrong. Sorry, not sorry. Like, just because she's your dad doesn't mean he doesn't deserve to be held accountable. That was a dumbass decision, Naomi. Not sorry to you. I still love you, but that was a dumbass decision. And then, Leslie throws an early birthday party because she feels that, Eva is not feeling her best self. And so, Leslie brings up a memory of, what happened to that boy, I think it was Joni, that ditched you for hanging out with Ashley. F, what did we do? We found the biggest steak we could eat and watch Sister reruns. Leslie sings Happy Birthday. It was a decent version of Happy Birthday. I liked it, but still Leslie's a bitch. And then Danny goes to that fridge and gets vodka. Do you have any food in your refrigerator, child? Because every time we've seen you, it's been a vodka bottle. And that's the end of the episode. I really love being able to do this show and review the show rather. And listen, people make time and arrangements and investments for what they want to care about. The show comes on every day, but I'm like this: if you care about your life every day, then you will make time for what matters to your day. If it doesn't matter to you, it doesn't matter to you. But if you don't have the capacity, capability, comprehension of brain cells to execute and delivering something to your audience, then don't deliver it, because you're disrespecting your audience. You're disrespecting the space of actual factual smacktual content creators that are actually doing the work. And also, too, you're disrespecting the show. And I'm not saying if you don't review the show that you're not a supporter, because let me tell you something. There are some people that just, even this show being on, like I'm seeing it everywhere trending on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. The brother who plays Jonathan, the party planner, he's on TikTok talking about it. So like the show is reverberating whether, you review the show or not. And honestly, child, like if a tree falls in the woods, did anybody hear it? Also, we have to give a damn if the tree falls or not to care. But that's neither here nor there. Like I said everything I need to say in this review, y'all. Man, listen. This is going to be a good week for Beyond the Gates. I have a feeling. And man, I was looking forward to that trial in prime time. Like that would be a great limited series in prime time. That trial, Naomi, and you ruined it for us. In the words of Tyra Banks, I was rooting for you. We were all rooting for you. Learn something from this. Anyway, I love you. I value. I embrace you all. One love, much love, all love. I feel the love. And I send it right back to you. Bye, everybody.